The good news is the director's been shot in the chest. The bad news is the director has survived. Welcome back, guys, to Money Heist Korea! Episode 4. And yeah, we basically kick off where we left off at Part 3, Episode 3, call it what you want. But before then, we get another flashback. So at the start of every episode, you get these flashbacks. This time, it was Rio's turn to get a flashback. And we see the professor teaching them all about like parts of the anatomy, and they might need to like operate, or they might need to, not operate, I guess, but they might need to do some work if someone gets shot. And they need to know like the correct parts and all that stuff. And it turns out that Rio was in med school, and then we see that he doesn't like his parents, or his parents have kind of disowned him because he's dropped out of med school, and that's probably the worst thing you can do. I mean, seeing UK culture, I mean, you look at all these like fucking like young women that are like maybe in their early 20s, pump out a couple of kids, have no fucking father, I mean, have no husband, and they get like a council house, and it's accepted. It's like their parents are like proud of them. But when I see like see the Asian culture, man. Can you imagine you tried that? You'd be fucking ostracized, man. You'd be like, it's mad, isn't it?
You'd be sent to one of those Chinese concentration camps.
No, I don't think it's mad. The culture, like, or
I prefer their culture.
I mean, yeah, like fuck, they don't accept failure. No,
so I don't like their pish K-pop, but you know, we can work on certain.
Yeah,
things.
we can agree to disagree. So yeah, Rio, his family's not happy. You see him out partying, and then it's like he tried to escape, but the professor pulled him back in.
And then they pull me back in.
Oh! So I think the professor pulls him back in. Anyway, inside the mint, we see the director. He's not in a good shape here, but luckily for him, the bullet didn't hit like a vital organ, so he's going to live. But he needs medical help here. Rio isn't really interested in doing it.
It has been identified by everyone outside that it was in fact him.
Yeah,
who got shot.
So they all know that they shot the director. So basically, they're fucked up. It's a mistake, and you know, but it's kind of the director's fault. When you pick up a gun and you aim it at everyone else and you tell them to drop theirs, it does kind of make you look like a suspect rather than a hostage.
Yeah, and at this point, it's kind of like, oh right, are we gonna get the guy in? We're gonna get the medics in. What are we gonna do? We're gonna save the director, brother.
They're going to save the director because we have basically a standoff here, a negotiation, and it is agreed by the professor that they can come in, they can send in 2 nurses and a surgeon to patch up the director of the mint. However, Moo Hyuk, who is like the North Korean, he's the North Korean negotiator. He pretends to be a nurse and comes into the mint. However, the professor, who knows everything, he sees him coming in the camera, and then he remembers seeing him from when he burst into the tent. I believe, was it in episode 3?
Yep, it might have been 2.
I think it was 3. We'll go with episode 3 where he burst into the tent, so he's seen this guy. So therefore, he tells Berlin, you know, keep an eye on him. This guy is not a medic. This guy is not a surgeon. He is in fact he's a police operator. What's his
negotiator,
title?
Man.
We'll call him negotiator because I don't know what his official title is. So there you go. We're gonna call him
fucking top of the food chain. He's top of command.
North Korean negotiator. That's what we're gonna call his title.
Berlin.
Yeah, so then Berlin starts questioning him, and the surgeon asks him for the scalpel, and he doesn't even know what it is. It's like, and then Berlin says that he's the only one not shaking, so he says like, well, you've got a steady hand, you do the operation. It's like,
well, that gets me right. You'd 4 of them in there, and the other 2 looked like they were doing hee-haw. Why not get him to do the job of doing hee-haw?
Yeah, true.
You don't remember the scene?
Aye, where he says, pass me the...
Yeah, the other 2 are just standing there.
Yeah, why are you asking him to pass shit like, and he doesn't fucking know, he doesn't know nothing? It's like, maybe plot purposes.
And that's another thing. Pass me the scalpel. Everyone knows what one of them looks like. I mean, everyone. Even if you're a fucking DLA, pop out 2 kids, council house retard, you would know what a scalpel is.
Yeah, well, he doesn't, and it basically his cover gets blown that he is in fact with the police, and he's been sent in. His story is he's been sent in to make sure that the nurses and the surgeon are okay and for their protection. But in reality, he's wearing these like glasses that have like camera lenses in them. And the professor's smart, but he didn't really catch on to this until the guy had already seen quite a lot inside the mint. That could they potentially be wearing? Could he potentially have like recording equipment inside those glasses?
Different glasses.
Yeah, he manages to notice that he's wearing different glasses. But then again, just because someone wears glasses doesn't mean they wear the same pair all the time. Especially if you're rich, you probably have a pair for every fucking...
Like, I know the camera feed was good, like, but they actually pick up on the fact they're different glasses.
No, that's the wee nerdy professor. Like, what else is he going to pick up on there? I mean, he's sitting in his
fucking
basement, like, you know. His
cafe's basement.
Yeah, but meanwhile, we have an infiltration team that are getting ready to come in, but nobody can see this team at the moment, so they don't know about that. But yeah, they've got a team of 4 sneaking in, and they're dressed up in the same outfits as the suspects and as all the hostages inside the mint. So they're basically going to infiltrate and, you know, blend in, then kill the leader, and the whole thing's going to be over. So,
get that. Oh, we're going to kill the leader and that's it. That's it done.
Well, based on how smart this professor guy is, they probably think, you know what, he cut the head off the snake and the rest of the snake dies.
No, but even at this point, they never actually fought. Fuck, he might not be in there.
True. So...
And plus, if you don't know who you're dealing with, you know, it looks like a pretty well-organised crew, even though half of them are fucking jobbers. You wouldn't think they're all just going to fucking surrender like that.
It does. Denver, when he's like aiding the surgeons and he drops all their tools, then he secretly picks one up because he's going to go and try and patch up his new little girlfriend without Berlin finding out. Then when we see the North Korean police officer leave, he's all smug, he's walking out, but because Berlin's been tipped off about the people coming in, they've done like a change of costumes.
Rio's did some hacking on the phone, managed to change the masks into like what was like a weird sunflower sort of thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like, so they walk out and they've got like new masks on. So the North Korean negotiator all of a sudden like shits himself, and he knows that the infiltration team won't work now because they'll just stand out. There'll be 4 guys that are wearing different outfits, and therefore they won't be able to infiltrate and they won't be able to blend in, and they'll just be basically, you know, caught, and their whole plan will be screwed. So
I thought this was a bit cringy though, because as soon as he gets outside the gates, he starts running and jumping up and down and screaming like,
what do you want me to?
Oh, look how... Right, the guy points a gun at him. No, sells it. Leaves the fucking...
Can you tell though that Metal Gear Solid was made by an Asian?
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Seeing you look back and you see some of the... It's not that I hate it, but like sometimes they'll do things that like they go from like
also,
they might go from like super serious to like
Ocelot and Snake are pointing guns at each other, and instead of like shooting each other, they'll read out the full fucking description of the gun.
This here is a Colt 9187. It was made in Japan in 2002.
Ocelot has a 6-shooter. It was formed in 1899, used by the Russians.
You have only 6 bullets. 6 bullets, more than enough to kill anything that moves.
And he spends fucking 9 minutes reloading it. Snake fell asleep with his fucking pillow.
So anyway, Korean negotiator runs out and he says, abort the mission. They've changed it up, they've changed the outfits, and like his phone has been hacked now. So while he was in with the surgeon, Rio basically, I don't know, done some hacker shit to his phone, downloaded his phone, so now they've like infiltrated his phone.
Is that not stupid though? Why would you take your phone in? You know they've got a fucking hacker. Yeah,
but they probably didn't think they were going to take the phone off him.
Of course he's going to. Fuck's sake.
Well, they almost got past, and then Berlin's like, no, we're going to do this right.
I guess Berlin's the man. Only fucking guy with a brain between them.
So...
Right, say they could have just recorded all the stuff on the phone. If you had to take the phone off them.
That's a bit more obvious, isn't it, if he just pulls his fucking phone.
No, but you can have like a sound recorder for fuck's sake. I know what you mean though.
No, I mean, that is true, like, but I mean, do you honestly think they were thinking, hold on here, they're actually going to take my phone off me, and while I'm not looking, like, infiltrate my phone and hack my phone? I really didn't think that, like, I didn't.
They should have thought.
Did you think that was happening until it got shown?
Well, I thought when they took the phone, fuck, they might do something with that, but I didn't actually catch on until it happened.
I didn't, I thought they were just taking their phone so he couldn't, like, record anything.
There you go.
But there you go, the professor again, one step ahead.
But then again, he could have just see, if they didn't take the phones off him, he could have left the phones in the building for the hostages, the fucking hell. stuff like that.
Could have, but I kind of like this one at the building when he's screaming, "Oh no!"
That was cringy in my opinion. Very cringy.
Oh god.
But a guy's had a fucking python pointed at his coop.
Yeah.
He didn't fucking sell it, but he sells this.
So then we see the team that was like infiltrating retreat, but only 3 of the 4 retreat. 1 actually stays behind. So he hides out in like the kitchen. It looked like a kitchen cafeteria.
And he's 33 years old, right?
He looks about 56 or something.
No, I mean you can look old and look like suit your age, but like this guy's not 33.
This guy looks like probably. I'd say he looks like the oldest person in the show, apart from
the other old guy's in there.
Yeah, like the guy that works in the mint. He's like,
he looks like his younger brother.
Aye, like by a couple of years.
That's because he's about 70.
Yeah, and then inside the mint, Berlin he detains Tokyo and Rio, and he finds out that Devlin has kept Mi-sung alive, and Berlin's not happy here. He points the gun. Denver stands in front of her and he's like, if you're going to shoot me, if you're going to shoot her, then you have to shoot me. What's his fucking dad's name again?
Washington?
Aye, Washington's like freaking out. Thinks his son's going to get shot here. Berlin says, I'm not going to shoot you. I'm going to shoot her, so move out the way. And then we kind of get like a standoff here. We won't move it. He says he's going to count to 3. And then Nairobi, that's the one. Just made up a new word there, Nairobi comes in, points the gun at Berlin.
But again, we've got Oslo here who's just helping him. It's like, what is the purpose of Helsinki and Oslo? They're 2 fucking retards.
2 people that the death list,
no,
I think.
It is, it literally is.
So, I think they'll be the first 2 people to die, and I would bet money on it.
No, even if they're not the first 2 people to die, they're not last in the show. And see, when they die, no one's going to care.
Yeah, so Berlin says to Nairobi, I thought you were on my side. She says, I'm not on the side of someone who wants to kill a woman who's miraculously not dead. And it's like, in Berlin...
Why does that matter?
Berlin defends himself by saying, look, we need the hostages to believe that we killed her, or else they're not going to stay in. And that, his point's true, right? I get that.
But they all think she's dead without her actually being dead.
Yeah, so like for me, the perfect, you could have just, came to a conclusion here. It's like, right, well, it's actually good that you never killed her, but we need the rest of them to believe that she's still dead. Therefore, we're going to keep her isolated. Yeah. I think that I don't know why. This is probably the only thing in the whole show I kind of like disagree with Berlin in. I don't see why he felt the need to kill her here. Or try to kill her?
Now, if I donate £1 million to charity, everyone thinks I did, but someone in reality did it, and I didn't do it, and everyone thinks I did. That's the best case scenario.
Right, because you get to keep your money,
and everyone thinks
you, yeah.
So Berlin, mate, know your role, shut your
yeah,
money.
so I mean, should Berlin not have walked in here, and instead of pointing the gun, she, like, oh fuck, we've hit the jackpot? Everyone thinks she's dead, but in reality she's still alive.
Exactly.
So the hostages think she's dead, but the negotiating team don't know that she's dead and that she's actually alive, so therefore it doesn't affect anything. I thought that would have been good, but nah, Berlin was still adamant on killing her. Then he gets fucking tied up and kind of like just thrown into this room, and the professor says, look, we'll bring you back out when I've got need for you, or whatever, until I figure out what to do with you, you're gonna sit in here, and you're being demoted, essentially. Which I think's...
And I thought this ending though was a bit cringy. It's like, Tokyo walks down the stairs and is like, right, I'm going to say a few things. Then fucking bottles it.
And Nairobi says it.
How's this your leader?
Yeah, to me, if anything, Nairobi should be leader at this stage. Like,
very well.
Yeah.
What was that? It was fucking horrendous.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, for me, it's like, in terms of like leadership, you've got Berlin at the top, then you've got Nairobi, and then there's no one really underneath there that I've seen any sort of leadership from.
Well, I'd say Washington, Denver.
Based on age?
Washington, Denver, Rio would be a better like at Tokyo.
What about Olsen, Helsinki?
Clay doesn't sit down at the gavel, but I'm going to speak to you, and then he fucking hands the gavel to Jax. No, you did. No, it doesn't work.
And then they basically say, look, we've got new leadership in charge, and you're going to be treated better from now on, and then Mi Sung rejoins the hostages. But I mean, in reality, Berlin's sitting there on his chair thinking, it's all going to go to shit. And it is, because, I mean, the hostages are just going to think, well, these, they're not, like, people of their word. I mean, we can do stuff and get away with it, essentially.
Yep. And also the fact, like, I mean, treat them better. They've got pretty good treatment so far.
I know they haven't done anything bad apart from supposedly kill Mi Sung. But anyway, I like the whole you know, the North Korean guy going in and the change of the masks and the hacking his phone and, you know, tracking it and putting a, you know, monitor in it. I like that. I like the whole bitch and swait kind of bait and switch where you think that the negotiating team's got one up on them. No, they're actually sneaking in with the glasses, but in reality, the professor...
What I didn't like, though, the director...
The professor's allowed them to come in so he can actually fucking hack their phone.
The director was... he healed far too quickly. He just got shot with a sniper, and he's, back on his fucking feet by the end of the episode.
Yeah, I get it. It didn't hit like a vital organ, but still, I mean, this is... See if it's like... See if it was like Denver that got... Not Denver, see if it was like Berlin that got shot or something, you could maybe understand him. A tough guy, not really selling it. But this director guy, surely if he got shot, him being the big bitch that he is, I mean, that should be enough to take him out for years, you know? Like, you know, if it's a tough guy that gets shot, maybe you'd expect a quicker recovery.
We didn't have a time skip. He literally just woke up.
Yeah, so he woke up and fucking healed.
Anyway, guys, time to rate the episode.
I'm going to get a 7. I liked it. It was alright.
I'm going to get a 7.
It was good. It was alright. It was
building towards that mid-season finale.
We're building towards that mid-season finale here, eh? So I go episode 4. No one's died yet. Newsflash, no one's fucking died yet. I can only assume that they're saving all the deaths for part 2.
I think it is a bit shit the way they fake out deaths.
I like a good old fake it, like.
No, I do, but they do it every they do it like twice an episode.
Like literally, no one's died yet. I mean, I know deaths in South Korea are supposed to be a bad thing, like, but I don't know. Oh, the professor's like, you can't kill him, man. And then Berlin's like, well, what is it? Is it like a moral thing, or is there a reason why they can't die? Well, Berlin's kind of just straight to the point, and he's like,
I like him.
He
should have won Squid Game.
He should have. By the way, he's in fucking Narcos Korean, by the way, if anyone...
Narcos Korean?
Aye.
What? Is he Pablo Escobar?
I don't know, but he's in it. He's in fucking everything. Like, literally everything on Netflix, he's in.
He's mad.
Good, though. He's taking off. Anyway, hopefully this review takes off, guys. We're going to send it to 10. Let us know what you think down below. And forget his name, but big up runner-up in Squid Game. I know it's Berlin. I'm trying to think of his actor name. I don't know.
It's Berlin.
Hing Chung Sung. I just made that up. Probably it's Hing Chung Sung.
It's fucking Berlin.
Just go with Kim.
Berlin, mate.
Half the
like Berlin.
His real name, mate.
That's all you need to know.
Alright, Berlin's the man. Everyone else sucks. Till next time. Peace.